Hello, Love Light Lifers. Today we're talking about focusing on how you feel as a vibrational concept. This is gold. So we're going to get into that in just a moment. Love Light Lifers, we are talking about focusing on how you want to feel. If you are on the YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. If you're not on the YouTube channel, if you're viewing this over at IGTV, don't forget to follow. And if you're on either of those platforms, or if you're on Facebook, go to the opposing platform and check it out, because there's stuff that's shared, but also stuff that's different on each platform that you might want to pick up on. So today's quote, if you're over at IGTV, you may have seen the quote for today. It's been posted up, and it's a quote from Abraham Hicks. Says, keep your focus on what you want to feel and let the universe fill in the details. I love this because this really speaks to what's at the core of vibrational matching and what's at the core of law of attraction. Because a lot of people, when they first start out with the law of attraction and trying to manifest via the law of attraction deliberately, the first thing that we think is that it's about thinking. And it kind of is. It's a component of it, but it's not all about that. In fact, it's mainly about becoming the vibration, or emitting or sending the vibration that you want to send, so that you will receive what you want to receive. The good news is that if you are sending what you want to send, it will feel good to you. In fact, the better it feels, the more likely you are to like or love or enjoy the response that you're getting back from the universe, from that particular vibration. But during a day, if you start to observe yourself emotionally over one day, what you're going to find is that you and I and everyone else, we're all experiencing so many different emotions every day. And when you get to the point where you can sort of pinpoint the difference between a few of these emotions that actually may feel somewhat similar at times, you'll actually find that you've got this mixed bag of emotions going on, which is why you have a mixed bag of responses coming back to you from the universe. What seems to be coming at you is all sorts of stuff. And I will be honest with you, the chances of just hitting that emotion, that vibration that you want, and just staying there forever is close to impossible as a human being, sorry. But that's okay, because it's not meant to be just good stuff in the sense of just what you want. The only way you know what you want is by knowing what you don't want. If everything was always happy all of the time, we wouldn't want happy, because it would be status quo. We would have no choice but to be happy. But because we can experience other than happy, we have a choice. We have a smorgasbord of emotions that we can choose from, and what gets us to those emotions. So there are millions, billions, trillions of things that can happen in trillions of ways that can make you feel any number of these emotions. Usually, these emotions do have a preference that is pretty stable. In other words, it doesn't matter who you are or what's causing your emotions. Pretty much everyone prefers to be happy than sad. Okay? That's the difference between the external and the internal. Happy always feels good. Sad always feels bad. It's just the way it is. But what makes you happy might be the same thing that makes somebody else sad. And what makes you sad might be something that makes somebody else happy. And so that's where the discrepancy comes in, and where we have to be really personal with our approach to our thoughts, what we're thinking, and how we're approaching our attitude to life. So when we start to feel what it is that we want to feel, then we start to attract the things that also feel that way to us. And there is a very, very individualized response to that. And it's something that you really have to observe for yourself. So if you haven't played around and mucked around with all of this stuff, give it a go and just have some fun with it, see what happens. Because what you'll find is that, for example, if you really like to fly, then if it's something that it's a goal of yours, it's something that really excites you, you love it, then you're going to attract flights going overseas or traveling somewhere on a plane. You're going to experience that when you're feeling your best. However, if you fear flying, if you hate the idea of getting onto an airplane, there is a good chance that that's what you will attract in your lower frequencies, when you're feeling fear, when you're feeling out of control, when you're feeling a lack of freedom. Those sort of things will be attracted to you at those sort of times. So really, you don't actually have to do much in way of visualization if you are just able to observe the things that you enjoy about yourself or your life and feel a certain way. However, that's not how it works for all of us. It can be done, but it's usually not what we're practicing. And if you want to practice that, I would say go right ahead. It's the best way. But really, we do need to focus ourselves into some sort of mental place that feels the way that we want it to feel. Once you've got some momentum going and your life is awesome, you can just look around and go, hey, that's awesome, and that's awesome, and that's awesome, and that's awesome. In fact, you can do that anytime. But if there are a few things in your way, you might get a little bit off track. For example, the fact that the sun came up today, the fact that you're alive, the fact that you have food to eat, the fact that you have clothes on your back, the fact that you have somewhere to live, the fact that you have a future, that sort of thing. Take a look at nature. Take a look at the sky. I love clouds and trees. So simple, but so easy to appreciate. And so much everywhere. That sort of thing. You can do that anytime. You can do that anytime. Anytime. You can appreciate the things around you anytime. This is why being present in the moment's great. But if you're worried about somebody in your family who is sick, then guess what? You're not going to be appreciating the trees and the clouds and the beautiful day ahead of you. You're going to be worried. But when you understand that worrying causes more things to worry about, you have to find a way to snap yourself out of it and get into that appreciation mode, get into a feeling that makes you feel good. And whatever you do, don't let what people say about the way you're feeling and the way you're focusing affect the way you're focusing, especially if you're starting to see results, especially if you've just figured out, hey, I'm on track. I know I should be worried about my person who is in hospital at the moment, but I think the best thing that I could do is actually detach from that for a while and feel some really good feelings so that I help them to attract health. Because when they are healthy, I feel good. So if I feel good, I'm more likely attracting their health. Of course, they have more to do with it than you do. You can't really vibrate for someone else, but in your reality, that's how it will work for you. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, all that stuff. I will see you tomorrow.